Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. Today I'm doing a review of Dice Town from Matago Games. Dice Town is a game where you'll be rolling dice in a town. Let's take a look at how it plays. In Dice Town, each player will get a lovely little rolling thing, 5 dice, $8, and that is it. The board will be set up like this. Gold mine will have nuggets put on it, the bank will have 3 money put on it. I've just put it all there for now though. General store will have cards put there, as will the town hall, and Dr. Bad Luck has 2 cards out. What you are looking to do in Dice Town is take control of as many of these as possible, or specific ones, by rolling the most of the number dice above it. So if you roll the most 9s, you take a gold nugget for each 9 you roll. Gold nuggets are worth 1 point each at the end. If you roll the most 10s, you take all the money that is above the bank. Whenever anyone spends any money during the game, it goes into the stagecoach, and at the setup for the next round, all that money is moved up there. At the start of the game, it's only 3, but obviously there can be varying amounts of money placed up there. The general store, you're going to take as many cards as you roll jacks. So if you roll 3 jacks, you'll take 3 cards and you will choose one and discard the rest. General store cards can be helpful abilities or points at the end of the game. If you roll the most queens, you are going to take that many cards from another player, choose one and give the rest back. And they can be general store cards or property cards. If you roll the most kings, you're going to take the sheriff card, which is over here for some reason, which indicates the first player, and the first player or the sheriff breaks all ties and can be bribed by other players. So if you roll the most kings, you become that sheriff, and you don't get a bonus for any extra kings there. The best hand wins the bottom property card, plus another property card for any aces they have, up to a total of 3. So if you get the best hand with at least 2 aces in, you're going to take all 3 property cards, and they range from 1 to 5 victory points. If you do not take control of any property, you get one of Dr. Bad Luck's cards. And they range from each player gives you $2 to each player gives you a nugget or a player of a choice. They're quite powerful, and they make up very much so for not having won an area. On your go, you will roll your 5 dice and you will select one that you want to keep. So here I've rolled 3 10s and 2 queens. Now, I can select one for free. If I want to keep any more, it costs $1 for each one I want to keep. So let's say I did want to keep those 3 10s. I put my thing over secretly and I hide my other dice so no one else knows what I've done. Then when everyone's done that, we all reveal, and I would pay $2 to the stagecoach to keep those. Then on the next go, everyone rolls all the dice they haven't chosen. And look, I've got another 10. So I'm just going to stick with that this time. So I put that under there, and this time I only reveal 1. It doesn't cost me anything. But let's say I didn't want to do that. Say I wanted to try and get a card as well. So I want a jack or a 9. I want something else. So what I can do is pay 1 to re-roll. So take that dice back and not lock it in. So I take that back this time and roll 2 again. So next time I roll 2, and this time I'm going to keep the 9 under my thing. And if anyone has rolled all 5 and kept all 5 dice, then everyone only gets 1 more roll, and they have to keep that. So let's say someone else has done all 5, I roll this, and I get an ace. So then we would compare, work through the properties and resolve them. So I've got 1 9, someone else has 2 9s, so they take 2 nuggets. I've got the most 10s, so I take the money from the bank. Someone gets a card, they won with 1 jack. Someone got a queen, they steal that card because it's the only card in play. No one took king, one person took kings, so they get the first player card. And then let's say I got the best hand with a 3 of a kind, pretty unlikely, but let's say I did, and I got 1 ace, I would then take 2 of these as well and put them face down in my display. Any player who didn't win anywhere would choose one of these, and another one would come out. You play until all the property cards or all the nuggets have gone, and then you count up the scores for values on cards, and each nugget is worth 1 point, and each money is worth half a point. So 2 money is worth 1 victory point at the end. The player with the most victory points wins. That is Dice Town. My only experience of Dice Town before playing this new reprint was the app, which I found confusing, didn't know what was going on, and I'm not great at learning from apps, it has to be said. I prefer to get a rule book out and go through the physical components, so, you know, I'm quite special that way. So I was a bit hesitant to play this, but actually when I played it with real people, I found it was a lot of fun. There's the banter and the bidding and the ability to bribe the sheriff that doesn't take place in the app, which really makes this game a lot of fun. It is quite quite nasty, not as nasty can be, but if you go for those queens, you're going to be stealing cards from people. There's various Dr. No Luck cards, I think they're called, that let you take things from other players, and the sheriff has that power to decide ties. So there is that level of take that interaction. But again, it's one of those games that I'm not sure I play this game to win. I play this game for the experience around the table, and that is a lot of fun. You're rolling dice and selecting one or maybe more if you use money, but no one knows if you're going to do more until you reveal your cup, or if you're just going to re-roll. And it's quite a neat little system, and I like the way that once someone's decided their 5, everyone else all gets only one more roll, and they have to take what they've got. They can't alter it then. So that's really, it can be worth just rushing your roll. If you've got loads of money going, right, I'll pay for all these dice to keep them, and you guys only got one more roll, especially if you want to keep hold of the sheriff badge, or rush the end of the game by going to the mine and collecting all the gold and getting, and you've got a lot of 9s in your first roll. It's very simple to play, it's an easy teach, it doesn't feel like it stays too long at the table. Again, the app always felt like it took longer, so maybe the enjoyment of the banter with other people really came through for me. So yeah, it's a lightweight, bantery game that families can play, but that will suit a game group, especially, you know, in between heavier games as well. And we had a lot of fun with it. The intimidation factor is quite low to medium. Obviously the dice are all poke hands and the board displays which one you're going to go to. Remembering which each one has is a bit of a chore the first time, but most of them are fairly self-explanatory, because there are things on the board that represent them. So it's not too bad. And all the cards have what they do written on underneath it. You know, a couple of rounds people will be up and away. The rulebook's really good, short to the point, not overly bloated, really like it, and the game is a lot of fun. So would this game go into my collection? Yeah, I think there's a place for this game in my collection. It's kind of a different take on those Yahtzee rollers, not quite the same where you're keeping one each time and you can pay more to alter things. I like the level of interaction from looking to see what other people are going and thinking, can I beat them, or do I go for something else, or do I try and get multiple areas that no one's going for, or is there a really powerful Dr. Lucky card, so actually I don't want to go anywhere apart from there. So I really like it. It's kind of not top level for me, but there are other games that I would sell before this one, so take from that what you will. Thanks very much for watching Board, Deck and Dice. We will see you next time.